Is Ms. Floor Jansen, and she is singing Into the Unknown from Frozen 2. We loved Let It Go. Let's keep it running with the sequel. Let's do it.
Can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. You're not a voice, you're just ringing in my ear, and if I hurt you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secrets hidden, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown.
All right. Oh boy. Dude, this is such a hard song to sing. And I've never heard any person, whether that's like a professional cover, an amateur cover, or like a karaoke night, I've never heard someone pull that much just horizontal like openness in a belt on the high part of this song. That's so crazy. Like when you hear it, if you guys are vocal professionals, like I know there are vocal coaches in chat right now. I know there are people who have really good ears in chat and who understand the voice. When you're listening to her going up, or at least leading up to the part, because everyone kind of knows this tune, you know where it's going, into the unknown, right? You're waiting for that, and you're like, oh, she's probably gonna flip up into her head, open head resonance. She can do that operatic sound so well. And one of the thrilling things about her, I think one of the reasons that why like vocal coaches on YouTube are so drawn to her videos and her singing in general is because of how exciting it is when you're like, oh, she shouldn't be able to fully belt up there, and then she fully belts up there. Because her voice is so big, she's using so much of her full sonic profile in the actual sound. That's where we get all the depth of color. That's what that Floor Jansen effect is when she starts singing with other people, and you're instantly just like your brain just is drawn to her voice, right? That's what that is about. So, yeah, right here, hold my coffee. Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, if you are a vocal coach in chat, like Mike just said, and you want to do this reaction, then make sure to, hold off on it. I do drink coffee. It's very nice and very necessary. I have a whole pot next to me because it's like 8 a.m. Well, I started stream at 8 a.m. where I am right now, so it's pretty early. That's what I'll blame the scuffness on. So let's go back. There are two things I want to comment on. First is like our little opening riff, absolutely gorgeous, and why the way she does it is so impactful, leading up to the midpoint of the song. So let's jump back, and then we'll resume once we get to the middle. So listen close. So, our little siren song, right? Our literally woke up to the stream notifications. Same. Our little siren call, right? That she's giving us. We know that riff. That's like a motif that kind of carries through the entire song. It kind of gets amped up towards the end if you guys know the original. However, she's probably going to do it differently at the end. She's singing that in just a very slim, pure head voice. If we recall in The Poet and the Pendulum, right? In The Poet and the Pendulum, that she does in Tuomas's composition, it's originally set for a boy soprano. She does that part herself, and she keeps this very finely crystalline, very, very relaxed, easy, very concentrated sound up there. That's the similar timbre she's using here. It's standard, she's singing the siren call of the fjords, right? Of the unknown, so to speak. But she's not singing, excuse me, guys. She's not singing at all in that register, right? When she comes in, when we see her here, right? So let's keep going. She hears it. It's something otherly.
I can hear you,
Contrast right off the bat.
but I won't. Some look for trouble while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. You're not a voice, you're just ringing in my ear, and if I hurt you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secrets hiding, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown.
All right, before she goes up, right? Everything we get up to this point has been in chest register, which is what makes that head voice siren call so powerful at this point. She has a scratch from her cat on her arm. Yike. Let's see it. Is that it? Oh, it's right there. It's like right there. Like just go that way. That way. There. Yeah, we're still in the same relative like key for the song, right? What's up, yeah, Malal? 420 beans. Yeah, so everything up until now has been in pure chest voice that she's singing on camera, right? She has such a light, heady sound for that siren call that she's reacting to in the moment, right? So this is another reason why her singing is so impactful. Just look at these expressions towards the beginning. And just she notices every time that comes in.
Some look for trouble while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons.
And wait for the next siren call.
And ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away.
So we think sometimes some of us believe that singers sing, actors act, right? But at the end of the day, if you actually want to do this in your life seriously, you need to integrate the two, right? Reacting with your body as you would in real life or in a magnified way of real life impacts the way your voice makes sound, right? She's both, Spralos. She's both. She's theater and she's voice. But that's every great singer. There's no tell me one great singer that doesn't act when they sing, right? That doesn't feel the emotion. Yeah, performers perform. We don't want to. She's a perfect example of this because everything is completely in the moment. Everything is felt. Every word is understood that she's singing. Everything has a story behind it, and you can see that and hear that in her performance. And this is a great example of that. And if you're, yeah, I know you totally understand. Don't worry. The voice is a given. She does all of it. So all of us, we should stop compartmentalizing like identity as singers or actors or whatever, because this this idea of feeling the words as well as the notes and the rhythms and the pitches and everything, right, makes your performance like twice as good. Yeah. She, of course she needs to feel. But if we want to be impactful singers, what we can learn from the greats like Floor is that we need to feel as we sing as well, because that comes across in the sound whether or not you realize it or not. Because if we spend too much time occupied with the idea that the sound itself is like the end all be all, and you're trying to technically create a sound that's emotionally engaging, you'll never get to that point, right? Because the true journey, this is so cheesy, but the true journey is the journey you go through in discovering the deepest meaning of the song, which involves the music, of course, and singing the right notes and singing the right rhythms, but also the words and the story behind it and what it was composed about and the story you're creating for that world. I love this quote from a TV show called The Kaminsky Method, and it maybe is from something else, but it's about an acting teacher, and he says, as an actor, you need to play God. You have to create the world whenever you're doing your craft. And it's no different for singers. It's no different for good singers, I should say. Because whether or not you've seen Frozen 2, whether or not you've watched Floor sing before or heard her voice, right? Whether or not you think she's the best or you don't really care for what she does, doesn't matter. The stuff that she's doing here, she's literally creating an entire world on her face. There's no B-roll. There's no like cut shots to any type of like landscape or anything. This video is entirely her doing these things. And you're watching this and you're feeling because she's creating this world within her performance, right? Yeah, an actor who just says words is not going to win an Oscar. A singer who just, who just sings the right notes and rhythms and words is not going to win anything. Is not going to even get a job, quite frankly. She feels very controlled in every movement and sound she makes. Yeah, I mean, rehearsed actions, rehearsed emotions is very important. Because on the other hand, if you're feeling what you're singing, if Floor is feeling things so deeply and the feelings are so intense that they, what if they were so intense that they were feelings that would make her break down and cry, right? That wouldn't be good in a performance. So that's why you have to rehearse it so you can maintain as much that allows you to perform and sit right on the edge of the truest and deepest feelings while still maintaining composure and relative control in your performance, right? That's part of, her vibe. That's part of what she does is have that like virtuosic control when she's performing. So that's where rehearsal comes in. You can't just like do it live and expect for it to always be, consistently great. But doing that deep dive work into your music, into yourself for every song you do is so vitally important. Let me know, guys, if you want like a tutorial on my process of learning music, because this is all very like tied into like what I've learned along my, very young journey of singing. But people like Floor are like huge examples of the best form of this, of like internalizing music as it happens. And there are so many others, right? So, back to the technique.
I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown.
Chest voice.
Into the unknown.
Even more chest voice.
Into the unknown.
A shockingly high pitch for chest voice. But it's really just about, she talks about this herself in her curbing video, right? It's all about letting that support take the control, letting that jaw release, and then the sound just pings right out there. That jaw release lets her maintain all of that chesty timbre up there. Now, it's not pure, it's not the same type of vibration that occurs when she's singing lower. But the timbre she's able to maintain, right? Well, let's see. I have my piano's behind me. It's not plugged in. What pitch was that? That was a, let me see. Hashtag mobile set. Yeah, that was about an E5. Good call. Good ear, Gaston Dollar. Gaston Dollar. Gaston. All right. It is a type of mix, right? The airflow has to speed up. It doesn't feel exactly the same as you would feel singing your chest voice. There has to be a greater amount of release to allow the folds to vibrate faster. However, it's not a manipulation of the mechanism, right? When we shift, this will be good because this will be good for what's to come. I haven't heard it, but I'm assuming there's going to be some more variation, as there always is in her tracks. The vocal cords themselves, they don't... The pitch is just based on how fast they can vibrate. There are lots of ways to allow your folds to vibrate faster or slower, right? When you sing higher, the chords need to vibrate faster to create that faster frequency that resonates with higher pitches. When you sing lower, it's slower. So you can either just use your air and adjust the speed of the air that's going up and down to adjust the pitch while maintaining a relatively calm posture of the vocal cords, right? That's my technique. That's basically classical technique, and Floor sings with a lot of that based on breath. And her technique, there's a name for it, and she talks about it in her master classes. It's all based on breath speed and controlling the breath through the abdominal muscles, through all of the muscles of respiration, right? Through the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, the obliques, the latissimus dorsi in the back. All of those muscles can control the airflow. You can use all of them, and that's the skill, right? And then the voice itself, being a natural part of your body, will adjust based on that airspeed, and that's how you control the pitch. It's just through the airspeed. The other way of doing things is through different registrations. So consciously learning what it feels like to sing with a more head voice sound, what it feels like to sing in more of a chest voice sound, and then rectus abdominis. I love that dinosaur. Yeah, me too. It's a great dinosaur. And then you do a little more adjustment here. But the downside to that is that you never really learn to control the breath, or you have to do that later on. You have to add that. But the breath is such a nebulous thing. Controlling these big muscles to monitor such a small thing here is difficult. And that's why singers like Floor utilize resonance, utilize the sympathetic resonance, the feeling that you get in your skull, in your mask, in your chest when you're singing with all of these timbres. You know that you have chest sound in your voice when you feel sympathetic resonance in your chest. You know you have head sound in your voice when you can feel sympathetic resonance up in your head, right? That's how those higher pitches correspond with sensation in the body. That's just how it is. So everything she's done up to this point is all controlled through the air, maintaining a relaxed vocal posture in the actual throat and really accentuating what's happening with the breath, right? That's how she's able to maintain a chestier sound, that belty sound, because as long as she feels that sound here, as long as she feels that chest resonance here, and then as it goes up, it'll probably travel up a little bit, but she's not closing off the possibility for that chest resonance, even though higher pitches won't give you as much tangible feedback here. That's what happens. Yeah, you feel a rumbling. You know you're singing from your gut when you feel a rumbling in your belly. Some singers feel that. Some singers feel that pulse of the diaphragm, which I don't agree with that. I think the diaphragm should stay taut when, consistent when you're singing. But some singers do feel that, vibrato down in their belly. It's an interesting thing. To each their own, I shall say, because there are different approaches that work for different people. But based on the way she talks about it, it's very much in line with the way I love to sing myself. I love to talk about singing, that kind of thing, and teach as well. That's what she's doing. That's how she's able to maintain so much chest timbre on those high notes, and that's super impressive. I mean, that in itself is a skill that needs to be cultivated over time.
What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me, who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know that part of me that unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. Oh, are you out there? Do you know me? Do you feel me? Can you show me? Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. How do I follow you into the unknown?
Ah! Dude, she's such an exciting singer. It's like an understatement, but it's so exciting. Oh, bye, Becca. We'll see you soon. Oh, yeah, you should watch. Frozen 2 is actually, I think, pretty good. I'm not like a huge Disney fan. Dorkney is though, but I watched it with her, and it's really good. Oh, okay, so much to talk about. So much to talk about. All right, let's talk about registration shifting, as she does in the second half. We'll go over that, and then we'll talk about the drama. We'll talk about the performativity of it. The story she's telling with the voice, not just the technique. Let's do it.
What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me? Who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know this part of me that loves to go into the unknown? Into the unknown, into the unknown.
All right, so she starts off this second verse with the whole first verse is like we talked about at length. It's all in chest voice. She comes in again in this second half with a questioning head voice. You see the expression on her face. It's funny. I said I was going to do registration and then drama, but you can't talk about them with her without tying them together because it's all related, right? It's one consistent story that's being told through the voice. So you see this questioning feeling, this questioning look on her face. In the song, everything up until now is like, no, I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to ignore you. You know, you call into the unknown. I'm going to ignore you. I'm good. I had my adventure. I'm okay. That's that strong and ardent, feeling. Boom, boom, boom. In the chest voice. That's firm. But as that firmness kind of lets up and she lets that head timbre creep in, she loses that chest resonance. She lets go of that chest resonance. She doesn't try to maintain it. She maintains more head sound, which sonically corresponds to a hesitation, right? The hesitation of, oh, maybe I want to do this. Yeah, it's like red pill versus blue pill, right? Do you want to know the answers and possibly be miserable? Or do you want to know the answers and have a challenge, or do you want to stay safe and boring, right? The doubting comes. Shall I go? Yeah. Now she's asking. But the way she does it as a vocal artist is that she utilizes those timbres that correspond to a hesitation, which is that head resonance, right?
What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake?
Just letting up.
Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me? Who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know this part of me that loves to go into the unknown?
Then the confidence comes back and she maintains that more, that relatively more compressed sound, that beltier sound that is, it's almost more free than before. Now, I can't say for sure, when I'm watching these and I'm in like, vocal coach mode, I'm like, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. A lot of people do that. But you can't say for sure what she's thinking, right? It's my belief that at this level of artistry, it's like you feel it and then it comes out the way it is. So if she feels it's questioning, it's going to come out as that head voice. She's not like, oh, at this point, I'm going to sing head voice, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I guess no mods are here. That's sad. Okay, moving on. But the cat scratch was on, I think that was on her forearm, right? We like to quantify people down to, their abilities and their qualities, but at the end of the day, what we get is a full person. And oh, that's right. Thank you. Um did it? Did I mod? Okay, you're moderator. Great. Cool. So at the end of the day, it is a correspondence with the emotions she's feeling, right? So at the beginning, we have much more of a warmer, darker timbre. And now she's maintaining some of that chestiness, but there's this she adds more cuttingness on the forward end. And you could say, oh, she chose that. But I think it's more about trajectory, right? If she keeps the sound in a very low place, placement-wise, not pitch-wise, at the beginning, and then she lightens it up a little bit to create some contrast, and then amps it up and gets like a much more forward cuttingness while maintaining that chestiness in the sound, that's exciting for our ear, right? That's super awesome. Yeah. But it's not a conscious choice is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely unreal, kind of the stuff she does at this point, right? One of my favorite vowels that she makes. It's one of the weirdest, like, nerdy vocal moments. I was waiting for the right time to share that. Here, send me the bill for your headphones. So, where is it? There's one moment that I was thinking about. There. So, this lone, right? For all my operatic tenors out there, I know you're all watching this. This O is the perfect passaggio placement. Honestly, for any person looking for that more released sound. And this is the one time she opens up the space to make such a dark O vowel in this whole song, which I caught on the first sing through like a couple minutes ago. Lone. You don't hear her make that vowel ever, but it's a way to get through the break in the voice that it's just it's awesome. Yeah, it just notice that it's not all front openness, all of that, right? Oh, Creeperty, hi. It's been too long. Ooh, Grado, nice. Interestingly enough, the O, it's the same vowel as this, but in this final note, she's singing Floor Jansen clips. There's a whole Floor Jansen's clips channel. That's awesome, dude. She's crushing it. Go follow, go subscribe to all of these, and be a member and whatever you want. It's the same vowel right now that she was singing earlier. That is supposed to be unknown, right? And then when she sings it earlier,
Where are you going? Don't leave me alone.
she sings unknown and alone with completely different placements. And I'm just pointing this out to just show that you can make different choices with your vowels. There's not always one vowel, right? You do what suits the voice in the place that it's necessary. Breath, proper vowel articulation, proper consonant articulation, and resonance, right? Those are the pillars. That's what we talk about here. That's what I teach. It's simple, very difficult. Is it just narrower? So in the passaggio, that this vowel right here is more narrow. I would call it more narrow because it's taller, I should say. It's taller. That's a taller O, right? When she goes up, you can totally spread and keep things open and belt it and make things more wide. And that's what she does here. Right? You don't have to quantify it all down to the most difficult concepts. You don't have to think about things in difficult technical concepts. You don't have to think about all these different registrations and everything's happening. You can really just narrow it down to the openness of the vowel or the tallness of the vowel. Tallness comes back. It feels open in the back inside your mouth. It's like it's like a reverse megaphone, I should say. It's not I'm sounding like someone I talk about. But it's like a reverse megaphone. The sound in the back is open when you want tallness to get through the passage, right? If you want to open up and let the sound become bright and forward and rely more on some compression, a little bit of tension, then you open things up like that. You open things up forward, you make the sound wide. You have to use a lot more breath power to get to that than you do with vertical vowels. She can do both, right? She shows us both in lots of different scenarios. Guys, by the way, I owe Shadow of Death a thank you for resubscribing for 6 months. Spralos, thank you for the 6 months as well. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I'm glad we can be back. Creeperty, I know I said welcome, but thank you. Thank you for the 8 months. You didn't see that one earlier, did you? It's new. Anyway, guys. Into the Unknown. This is absolutely gorgeous. Stunning, really. And the jaw can be relaxed throughout all of it, right? The jaw can be relaxed throughout all of it. Gorgeous. Hey, you're still here. I hope you enjoyed that look into what we do on Twitch to celebrate great singers. I owe you a huge thank you for being a part of this awesome community and letting me share my love of singing with you guys. The growth on this channel has been absolutely immense, and while I can't read every single comment requesting reactions, here's what you can do to get your favorite songs featured on the channel. You've got 3 options. One is to join the Twitch stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. When you've logged into Twitch and are watching the live stream, you can type !react, followed by the URL of your requested video.
This adds your song to the queue that we work through during live streams. Alternatively, if you're really in a rush to get me to react to your song, you can head to my tipping page in the description down below and request a song with a tip of $4 or more to get it seen ahead of all the non-tipped requests. Don't worry, I make sure that every dollar gets put towards improving the channel's content and the community. The third way to get your request up on the channel is to join my Patreon. A patron of any tier level can request a song and get it reacted to that month, guaranteed. There are tons of other fun perks too, so I hope you check it out anyway. Thanks for watching. I hope you feel closer to the human voice and the artists you love, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Ciao. Tip turquoise.
You. Are you so cute? Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so cool.